Yo, what's up, guys? Back here with the homie Jayson.
Yo.
Jayson was one of my first students. I have a video with him, like, I think like 4 or 5 months ago, and he did like what, 13K in your first 2 weeks?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, like $13,000. And then fast forward to December, just to kind of get straight to the point. Jayson, what did we hit?
$60,000.
$60,000 in his fourth month. Fifth month, something like that.
Fifth month.
Fifth month. Okay, yeah. $60,000 in his fifth month in revenue. What do you think profit was on that?
Around $7,500.
$7,500. Cool. $7,500 profit, and not too bad for a college kid.
Yeah, full-time student.
There you go. Cool. Because I know I get the excuse all the time. I'm in school, this and that. And obviously, I know your parents are big on school on you.
Yeah, really big.
And yeah, you still made it happen. So, dude, that's awesome. So how did you go from hitting, those numbers to now doing, $60,000 a month? And obviously, you probably would have hit a lot more than that had you had more capital.
Yeah, I've seen more capital.
So talk about like what the journey as far as like how you went from, scaling to just bigger numbers like that. Was it just more capital, different sourcing? Like talk about that a little bit.
So believe it or not, when it comes to capital, from then till now, I only got one more card. But I got a really low limit. It was a Chase 0% APR, really low limit. So I got messed up on that. But basically, honestly, I was just buying more. Like, yeah, I last time we were talking about like just don't be afraid.
Yeah.
And I wasn't necessarily afraid back then, but I was just going bigger.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense because obviously in the beginning you were making kind of your test buys, seeing what worked and what didn't work for you. And then fast forward to 4 months, 5 months later, I'm sure you obviously had a lot of consistent information under your belt now.
Exactly, for sure.
So now you can double down. So it makes sense. So like for you, because I know we were planning on it, we were like, yeah, Jayson 100K month, 100K. But at the same time, I can't blame you. Capital is a restriction.
Yeah,
but let me ask you, what do you think you're gonna do next Q4?
I would be incredibly sad if I don't do at least 150. At least 150. I'll be incredibly sad because now this Q1 I'm currently working on I'm not selling at all right now this January just because I'm paying off my cards
100%.
Trying to get higher limits and new cards.
Yeah.
Just trying to get as much capital as I can for this upcoming Q3, Q4,
No, definitely. And that's a really good point to bring up is like that's a lot of guys hate to take that dip in business. They hate to be like, oh well, I'm not gonna hit anything this month. But a mature business owner like yourself is realizing that you're not gonna grow to your goals if you keep trying to stay where you're at. You know what I mean? And that means you have to take dips sometimes to be able to increase.
That's exactly how I seen it. Like if I didn't do this, I would just be stuck at the 60K, 70K mark.
Exactly, right? So, compared to, and exactly, right? Because now you obviously can work on your credit, like you said, get more business funding.
Exactly.
And, obviously increase those orange bars at the end of the day.
100%.
So, dude, that's fire. So, because I know we get a lot of beginners on this channel too. Like, what would you advise anyone new getting into Amazon as far as like starting, making their first sale, making their first batch of buys? Like, talk about that.
Well, when it comes to first starting, I'd say definitely like just getting your feet in the water. Don't be afraid. Buy your first product, see if they flop, see how fast things sell. But most importantly, once you get that like grounded knowledge, network with people. Like I talked about it last time. Like that helped me from then to now. It's helped me way much more than when I first said it. Like I've networked with even more people, talked to different sellers, people who do more than me, and they just gave me lots of knowledge.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. I remember. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Is like because I know you have a friend. Well, shout out Richard.
Yeah, shout out Richard, man. He made me richer for sure.
For sure.
No pun intended.
No, but like having that network is huge, man. I know you've been cooking on. I'm not gonna obviously publicize your information, but you've been doing really well just by off networking.
Yeah, 100%.
And I couldn't agree more with Jayson. Just networking, putting your name out there, being on social media, being active, asking questions, like all that stuff adds up. If you're doing this by yourself, I promise you, you're gonna make it that much more harder for yourself.
And it's just boring by yourself. Yeah,
exactly.
It's way more fun with
like
other people.
You're hopping on with your homies, dropping $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 and making $3,000-$4,000 off just like that, right? And that's a lot more fun because now you guys are growing together. You guys are expanding your knowledge 2x quicker compared to doing it on your own. You're making more money in the process.
And it's like a little bit of a competition in a sense. Like, yo, I'm gonna sell more than you. Facts. And it makes you just go harder. I don't
100%.
know.
Yeah. Because I know Richard's doing what? He's
up there.
He's up there. Yeah. That's what's up. Richard, shout out, man. But yeah, that's what's up. Cool. So like for you, Jayson, obviously, do you think as far as Q1 goes, because obviously Q1's kind of like Q4. I'm not sure if you heard of that because I know you're kind of new to the game. Did you have a Q1?
No, I never had a Q1.
Never had a Q1.
This is my first time.
Yeah, so Q1's gonna be big for back to school. And they call it mini Q4, believe it or not.
Really?
So
okay.
I feel like, if you have those credit limits beforehand, you could probably hit that 150K sooner. Because Q1's a mini Q4 is what they call it.
Oh yeah, once this January passes up, like late January, I'm gonna start spending for February. So we're always looking to try to hit 6 figures every month. 100%. So if that happens, more than a blessing.
1,000%,
So,
exactly.
well,
yeah, for sure. So let me ask you, do you plan on, as far as the whole Amazon side of things go, do you plan on maybe diving into wholesale a little bit, sticking with arbitrage? Like, talk about your game plan with that.
Well, like, as all the Amazon sellers know, like, Amazon's been kind of screwing people over. That happened to me so much. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was a big thing too. Yeah. Not to cut you off, but I know, you know, you definitely would hit that 100K, especially if you get that Section 3.
Yeah, earlier. I got Section 3'd, I got deactivated. I got it all, the NOTs, everything. I mean, I beat all of them, alhamdulillah, but like,
good.
But yeah, that definitely held me back. But the thing about arbitrage is, like, you know, brands are always getting hard gated, read gated, and you know, there's a whole lot of things, you know, IPs, whatnot. So I think definitely the safer side would be wholesale. So I do plan on transitioning to wholesale, maybe like a 50-50 thing.
Sure.
Or maybe a separate account for just strictly wholesale. But that's not up until maybe 6 months down the line.
Yeah, I mean, don't stop what's working. Yeah. Right? Because, I mean, you already have a method. I know we talked about it. That's going to make you, inshallah, a good amount of money. Yeah, man. Inshallah. A good amount of money. It's just a matter of how much you can spend.
That's
it. Yeah, definitely don't stop what's working. That's one thing I like to say, because people tend to shy away from what's working because they get the shiny object syndrome. Like, just stick to one thing that works, right? If arbitrage is working for you clear like it is for you, double down on it, right? How can you automate it? How can you make it so good to where, yes, you want to expand, it's all about setting up systems, right? And go ahead.
No, I was going to say, like, that's another thing too. Like, I see a lot of people what, like, restricts them from, you know, surpassing their caps is they think they've mastered something when in reality they haven't. And they're like, oh, I already did 30, 40K on Amazon. Let me go start trading on the side now.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let me start doing this on the side. And it just messes up the whole process and they stop growing.
1000%. You can't expect to grow a bunch of things at once. Like, you have to master one thing at a time.
Exactly. So that's just all I've been doing Amazon.
The cool thing is, I mean, I do want to talk about this a little bit too. Obviously, you don't have to dive deep into it because it's your business, but
of course.
I mean, you talked to me because I know you set up like a little, you kind of automated, remember that one thing that we talked about? That you
yeah.
So how important and how big is it for you to delegate within the business? Well, for your business, like how to kind of better answer that question or ask that question, how important it is, do you feel, to really automate certain tasks in your business for you to be able to grow?
Oh, you're talking about the bot?
Yeah.
I'll just say it. So, like,
you don't have to say the site though. You know?
I'll say so. Like, I'm a computer science major. So for a certain site, I coded a bot to like automate. Like, it would just buy. It would do the whole process for me, make new accounts, put my credit card in, and buy it.
Yeah. So super smart.
That definitely helped me because without that, it would take literally years to buy the quantity I needed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just delegating small things like that, as well as I got a prep center now.
Yep.
It makes your business like literally 100% online. You 100%. Could work it from the comfort of your home. All I have to do is buy. Not even on all sites. Like I said, I have a bot for some.
Yeah.
But it really like once you automate things and delegate things, it really makes your business 100% online, and you 100%. Feel like you're in ecom now. This is ecom.
Facts. And the cool thing is, by the way, guys, you don't have to be a computer science major. All right. He just has he just has that perk. But I mean, one thing, me, like, I obviously don't know as much as he does about computers. So like me, I have VAs, right? So obviously, to kind of put the cherry on top of that is, like, you want to be able to delegate certain tasks if you want to scale, right? So when you're getting these bigger numbers, like Jayson, for example, you're doing 60, eventually 6 figures a month and so forth, it's really important to think about delegating, right? How can I automate something that's working so well for me so I can focus on the next big thing for my business, right? That's kind of what you're doing for now, right?
100%, yeah.
Cool, awesome. But yeah, no, Jayson, I mean, dude, it's been a crazy journey, man. I'm looking forward to seeing, to making one of these other videos just like this, but
6 figures.
6 figures, man. That'll be sick, yeah. And one thing a lot of guys don't talk about is like the downsides. People want to talk about everything good, but I mean, we actually run the business, so we know and we can talk about this.
There's a lot, yeah.
Section 3, man, you got hit with that. That held you back big time for Q4.
Man, 100%. So I like to definitely buy things that rip fast so I can consistently cycle my credit card. But when I got deactivated from that Section 3, it held my funds. I was like paying my card like only the minimum payments.
Yeah.
And
scary.
Yeah, and it made my Q4, my spend very minimal. Mm-hmm. So only up until like halfway of Q4 is when I was able to spend like a good amount of money.
Yeah. And for those who don't know what a Section 3 is, it's when Amazon's pretty much what would you say they're doing? They're pretty much
they basically,
what's the word?
Like they kind of
auditing you.
Yeah, they accuse you of selling like inauthentic products, basically.
Yeah, I mean, think about getting audited by the IRS, except it's by Amazon. So Amazon's like auditing you, saying, "Hey, where are you getting the stuff from? Is it legit?
Yeah.
Are you scamming people with fake products? Like, are you a legit seller?" So
if you're legit, it's easy to be. It's fairly easy to be.
Yeah, 100%. And talk about that a little bit. Like, what was your process like? What was your daily routine as far as getting that that Section 3 gone off your account?
So when I first got it, I was kind of freaking out because I'd already gotten one like before, but this one, like, it didn't couldn't really say the ASIN. So what a lot of people will do is they'll freak out, they'll start asking everyone, they won't get their answer, and they just give up. But I went a step further and I was emailing Amazon like every day, like, yo, what ASIN did you guys section 3 me on?
Persistence.
And literally the night of when I emailed them, they had told me it was this ASIN. I was like, thank God I asked them.
Yeah,
If I didn't ask them, like,
facts.
you know, I would never know. So as soon as they emailed me and let me know, that same night I gathered all my invoices and I sent it in. It was pretty hectic because they were taking like a week to reply, 2 weeks because it was like Q4.
Yeah.
So that was pretty hectic, but eventually, like, alhamdulillah, I beat it. So
yeah, no, for sure. I mean, that's one thing a lot of guys like. They feel like they're gonna come into this business. It's gonna be a smooth sailing road. It's gonna be easy. They're gonna get rich real quick. That couldn't be further from the truth.
Nah, 100%. Far from the truth, yeah.
Far from the truth. You know what I mean? And it's like the guys that end up really succeeding in this, and this is me being clear cut and just straight up honest, those guys, they start from the bottom, they understand it's going to be a grind, and they push past the limits. They put themselves out there, they network, they invest in themselves, they get the right knowledge, they do all the things needed to be able to succeed. Like they don't pray it happens, they make it happen.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of what you did.
I feel like a lot of people will say that they look at this as a business, or it could be anything, not even Amazon, but they look at it as a business. But when it comes to like adversity, they start turning towards everyone but themselves to figure out how can I fix this, you know?
Exactly, yeah.
So you just gotta like buckle up and just take it at
literally.
Yeah,
enjoy the ride. It's a business, right? I mean, business is not for everyone at the end of the day. It's definitely something that requires. Because you can cut this out.
Hey, well, that was bad.
Leave off of so I could remember. Where'd you leave off of? So buckle up. Yeah. Back to what we were saying though, about the whole, you know, just being prepared is right. Like at the end of the day, understand that when it comes to selling on Amazon, accept whatever comes to you, right?
Exactly.
Like too many people think about, oh, you know, what if, you know, I heard Amazon's this and that, and they haven't even sold one thing online.
You ask too many, like I said, you gotta just put your feet in the water. Like
literally, yeah, man.
You don't think too deep.
I the one thing I like to say is just throw yourself in the fire, man. Like if you throw yourself in the fire and go head on. Bro.
No, I'm gonna add in it one message that I thought that was hardest was I remember I texted this dude Hish like back in January, and I was telling him how I'm gonna get into Amazon, and I swear I have the messages. You said, "Don't prove it to me, prove it to yourself." And then he sent me that. Bro, that's inspirational, low key.
Why'd you laugh, bro?
Because you think you're smirking. But yeah, one thing I like to say is just throw yourself in the.
Oh, my bad.
You're good. You look sexy. Don't worry. Hey, mog the camera. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, so one thing I like to say is just throw yourself in the fire. Once you do that, you're literally destined to just accept what comes to you. And then by that, you just take it step by step, take it day by day. But yeah, I mean, I do want to say, again, Jayson, appreciate you for hopping on the channel again, giving some value, dropping some game. And I hope you guys, especially any of you new guys, or even if you're not new, even if you're seasoned in the game and you're struggling to keep things going, take this as motivation. I mean, guys are clearly making something out of this. So, you know, it's clearly there. You just have to allow yourself to be able to get to that point and grow. Think about things you're not doing. Think about things you could be doing to get there, right? You network, investing into the right knowledge, getting the right people around, you know, next to you to be able to help you grow. That's the best way to do it. I mean, big investors in yourself. You're the best ROI, not the product. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Jayson, appreciate you. Jayson, where can they find you on Instagram, man?
At 8XOP. And then Jayson FBA on Twitter. That's it.
Yeah, and we're going to be dropping a lot more content with Jayson. So we're going to be dropping a lot more content.
So you guys will see me.
I'll see you guys in the next one. If you guys have any recommendations for the next video, drop a comment below. If you guys enjoyed the video, sub to the channel, and then turn the notice on so that every time a new video drops, you guys will get notified with the best value possible. I have a ton of free resources in the past from all my videos, and we did some sourcing, different sourcing strategies, all the things that we've used to scale our business. So, and obviously you can find me on Instagram at ecomhish, and I'll see you guys in the next one.